Okay, guys. This video is called Boomers and the Terrible Advice They Give Young Job Seekers. And hopefully you can hear me over the cicadas. All right, well, let's get into it. Any millennials or members of Generation Z out there who are struggling to find employment, and you're getting this really out of touch advice from the boomer generation, people born after World War II, that just don't work for you, don't work for this era. It's really frustrating. That's what I'm going to talk about. In case I didn't mention it on another video, I am Gen X and I'm in my 40s, so I kind of do have some reference point, and I can share a little bit of my experiences. And first of all, I sympathize with you. It's no fun to be in this quandary, but I think I can shed some light on where it comes from. First of all, when you get this bad advice from them about job leads, it just makes you want to go, okay, boomer. First of all, I don't think that's my chickens. They're making noise. First of all, I don't think they're doing it out of malicious intent. I think it's just all coming from they're very out of touch with the world of today and how the labor market is radically different from when they were your age in that situation. Honestly, I would have loved to have been a boomer and dealt with that job market. It seems so much more straightforward than what you all are dealing with. Anyway, first piece of bad advice, and here it is. Oh, you need to go in there and talk to the manager. You need to go in there and shake his hand and tell him what you're willing to do. Okay, now I remember a time when basically you saw a help wanted sign somewhere. You might go in and inquire, and there might be someone willing to talk to you. And if you ask for a application, they would give you one, and it'd be on paper. Nowadays, so many of these job applications are online. So you're going to go in there, even if it's a good time of the day to go in there and inquire. You're going to say, can I speak to the manager? I'm interested in applying for X position. The person working there is going to say, you got to apply online. Yeah, you're not going to be able to push past that. You know what I mean? It's all online these days. So that's one thing the boomers don't understand. Now, let's not kid ourselves. The internet is a really good tool, but it's probably the worst place to look for a job. First of all, you've got this thing called ATS, which is called Automatic Tracking Software. And basically, it's something that filters out certain keywords or filters them in. So if you don't use certain words, whatever the doomy whack, I don't know what to call it. It's just your application is going to get rejected. And second, everybody and their brother is told this advice that they need to apply to jobs online through these apps, like Indeed. It comes to mind as one of them. Everybody and their brother and their uncle is doing this, and so at the time a manager starts to look through them, I mean, he's got 500 applications to go through. I mean, and that's like, ain't nobody got time for that, and he's just going to end up hiring a brother or cousin of somebody already working there, right? So that's pretty much worthless at this point. Okay. Next thing, I had a friend who was a boomer, born in the 40s, and she gave me some of this bad advice you're getting. And I'll tell you what one of them was. She said, you need to dress real nicely because you might get hired on the spot. at one of these places. Now, no doubt in my mind, there was a time when people got hired on the spot. I wish that happened now. Oh my God, I sure do miss that. So you want to put a little effort into your grooming and all that. But these days, and this is even menial jobs too. There's a lot of what is it, bureaucratic bullshit you got to deal with. Getting hired on the spot is like old hat. I mean, uh, so there's that. That is frustrating to deal with. Okay, the last thing is okay. And yes, I can tell you, I've had more of those. We'll call you. They'll call you, and the interview's over. Uh, if you get an interview in the first place. But the last thing, this is more advice the friend gave me. She said I needed to go to the Department of Labor or what's that other thing? Department of Labor or temp agencies. Yeah, okay, and I did both. Both times it felt like a waste of time. The Department of Labor, I would only recommend if you got a lot of experience and a skill that's in demand. Yeah, that might be. Yeah, but if you're just a young college student, a college graduate, and looking for an internship, going to the Department of Labor is just going to be a waste of your time. I wouldn't even bother. Temp agencies, I don't know. I don't think that's. Most of all, you might hear from one of these people after you do all these stacks of paperwork that's 2 inches thick. You might hear from somebody about, and it might be a one-time gig. I don't know. I haven't really. I don't think I've had much good results from temp agencies. That too. I mean, if you got an in-demand skill and enough experience, they might work for you. So there's that. So you guys are getting subjected to all this bullshit, and you don't know what to do because you're the only people they're getting advice. They're giving you advice are people who grew up in a time when the economy was more stable. There were more manufacturing jobs, especially for the men. Um, the hiring process wasn't as convoluted with bureaucracy like it is now. So there's all those things, and they just because it don't affect them now, they can't see really what y'all are going through. In other words, their judgment's clouded. Probably about the best you're going to hear is, "Oh, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps." Oh, what? I always laugh when I hear that. Pull you up by the bootstraps. I mean, what are these people living in the old west or something? I mean, it's a meme. It doesn't really help anyone. But anyway, that's just my take on this. And hopefully, anybody out there who's had some, if you've had some experiences with getting bad boomer advice about finding a job, let me know. Let me hear from you. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts on that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.